Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm doing a voiceover and this video is a DIY hot glue gun wig with a lace closure. We're gonna get right into it. The tools and equipment you need to make a hot glue gun wig is going to be a hot glue gun, black glue sticks, a black elastic band, a pair of scissors, T-pins, a wig cap. I have an adjustable wig cap, black sewing thread, C-curve needles, hair bundles, and a closure. Now this is a step I like to do. I like to adjust my wig cap. I like to do it because I'm wearing wigs for a while now and I know where my wig or where the cap needs adjustment. You don't have to do this part when you're new to making wigs. I would recommend you to skip this part, but I added it into this video just to show you all the steps I take to make my wig. And for this hot glue gun wig, this step was unnecessarily because I adjusted the cap, but my wig ended up being too small because when you use hot glue it shrinks the cap. So I would recommend you to skip this step, make your life easier, and just go right into making the wig. Now another step I would recommend you to do when you're new to wigs or when you're new to making wigs is to create some guidelines. This will help you and make it easy just so you can see right away where you have to place the tracks. By doing this step, you're also going to minimize the chance to glue your wig or to glue the tracks wrong. I've used a white makeup pencil to draw the lines. And something I like to do is to draw two lines, or I like to sew or glue two tracks very close to the closure, and the width between each track is 1 finger width. If you place 1 finger in the middle, that's the parting between each guideline. After drawing the guidelines, I go in and I sew down the closure. Now after sewing the closure down, I go in and I prepare my hot glue gun because it needs time to get hot. And while it's getting hot, I go and separate the bundle. After the glue is hot, it melts, and you can start by placing the glue on each guideline you've created with the white marker, and then you go and glue the tracks of the bundle down. I cut each track because it's easier, and I think that's also a beginner friendly step instead of folding the track over, because if you fold the track over, that's gonna create a little bit of bulkiness, and well, I don't want a bulky wig, so I wouldn't recommend you to Well, I would recommend you to do it in a specific way so you don't end up with a bulky wig. But the hair I've used to create this wig is Arrow Kinky Curly hair in the lengths 20, 18, and 14 inch, and the closure was also a 14-inch closure, I believe. And this is just cheap hair I bought online. I don't think I'm going to share the company because I don't want to be responsible for you to go and buy the same hair because the quality of the hair was not great. Also, something to pay attention to is that the glue sticks are sometimes of low quality, so the tracks may come off. I don't like to use this method to make a wig, but it's a very beginner friendly method. If you're just starting to make wigs, I would recommend you to use this method because it's guaranteed that you're going to have your wig ready in just a few hours, for real. But yeah, the quality of the glue is important for your tracks so they don't come off after a while. But I'll show you a little something I like to do to prevent the tracks from coming off. I mentioned earlier that I like to sew or glue down a few tracks very close to the closure, and this is how I do that. I mean, the video is very self-explanatory, so I don't have to talk a lot, but yeah, just watch as I go. So as you see, we've come to an end, and after finish gluing down the wig, I go and check if there are any gaps, and I just fill them in with some extra tracks if it's needed. Just fill it in with tracks because we don't want to see any gaps in our wig. Now, after making the wig, you go and cut the excess wig cap under the lace closure. And as I mentioned before, I like to do an extra step after gluing the tracks down, and this is to prevent the tracks from coming off. I like to go in and sew in just very randomly. I go and stitch a few parts of the tracks just to make sure it's just to create some extra security. But if you have good quality glue, you don't have to do this step. After doing that part, we're gonna start by styling the wig. And please, I've washed the wig first and I let it air dry. And before I use heat on any type of hair, I like to use a heat protectant. It doesn't matter what brand you're using, just use a heat protectant. And I have this paddle brush and a blow dryer. Both items, I bought these in Primark. And I blow dry the hair on high heat. And this helps, doing this step helps to get rid of the kinky curly texture. Yeah, the kinky curly texture, because I had a specific way I wanted to style this wig. So now we've created kinky straight texture. I'm gonna go in and curl the wig with a curling wand. Yeah, the style I have in mind for this wig is also a beginner friendly wig. And if you haven't seen it yet, I've made a video where I show you a few beginner friendly wigs. So if you're new to wigs, I would recommend you to watch that video. It will give you an idea and what type of wig to buy when you're new to wearing wigs. So I'll link it in the information bar below so you can watch it. After styling the curling the hair, I go in and spray it with the flexible holding spray, and I go in with the Bio Silk silk therapy, and I go and separate the curl. I just use a little bit because yeah, I don't want the oil to weigh the hair down, so don't use too much. Now after separating the curl, I go and sew down the elastic band and just follow as I go. And the type of wig we're making, you don't have to place the closure in a specific way, just line it right with the cap. Now after sewing the elastic band down, it's time to cut the excess lace of the closure. You don't have to cut it in a specific way because we are going to create bangs on this wig. So it's all the faults you're going to make when it comes to cutting the lace or placing the closure. It's all going to be forgiving. As for me, my wig was too small and it still was forgiving because I went for a wig with bangs. That's why I consider this type of wig beginner friendly. You don't need it's not a headache to fix the lace each morning when you stand up. You just put it on and go. Well, don't put it on and go. Style it a little bit and make it your own, you know. Let it frame your face in a nice way, and yeah, and just go. So as I was styling the hair, you know, creating the bangs, I saw some of the curls were just coming off, and I just put on my curling one, and I went back in and just, you know, curled the hair around my face, so just so the curls can pop. And that's it, guys. This is the finishing result. What do you think? I really love this wig. Look at how easy it is. You just put it on. You don't need to glue it down at all. The wig grip will help the wig, will keep the wig on its place. But this is it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video or if it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. You can also watch the other videos I have on the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.